Hi, my name is Aliyah. Welcome to my TED Talk. I want to ask all of you guys a question in this TED Talk. How many of you think about the thoughts that was thought about when you were thinking about them? How many? How many of you think about the unthinkable thoughts that are thinkable because you just thought about them? You guys always think about the thoughts that were thought about, but you never think about the thoughts that are going to be thought about when you're thinking about them. We always say gay son or thought daughter, but we never think about the thoughts that we're supposed to be in our thoughts when we're in the subconscious of the thinking process. When you're thinking about the unthinkable thoughts, I want you to think about the thinkable thoughts. Not only the thinkable thoughts, but the unthinkable thoughts make the whole thought process. Okay? So you guys always think about these thoughts or that thoughts, but you never think about what thoughts we are talking about. When you think about thoughts, you think about the thoughts that have thoughts. You think about the thoughts that didn't have thoughts. You think about other things they think about when they're having the thoughts in the thinkable moment. I want you to think for a moment. Please think and understand that the thoughts in the process that are thinking are lost thoughts. You like to think, but do you have a thought? People already think for you, so you don't have a thought. They give you their thought for you to give another person the same thought that they gave you. But what is your thought? You have an unthinkable process, but you're looking for someone to give you a thinkable process, to give you a thought, to give you a gay son. I didn't just come on here to reprimand everybody about the unthinkable, thinkable process, but I came here to remind you that we are all humans. We think and we unthink and we think. Everybody thinks about Tinkerbell, but why can we not think about Think-a-Bell? You know? So I just came here to enlighten you on the thinkable process when you're thinking about the thinkings that you're supposed to be thinking about. But when you're thinking about the unthinkable thoughts, I want you to remember that those thoughts are thoughts that are supposed to be thought about. So think about those thoughts when you're thinking about those thoughts. But next time if you're thinking about those thoughts, think about these thoughts. Think about those thoughts. Think about wherever the thoughts may be, because the thoughts that you're thinking about are the thoughts that you're supposed to be thinking about. And they are not unthinkable. They are perfectly thinkable thoughts that are supposed to be thought about in the thinkable process. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. My name is Aliyah, and think smart and not hard.